If you're watching this video right now, chances are you're doing so on social media. In my research, I looked at one site which has developed a reputation for the pointless babble of its users. This site is Twitter. In the company's annual trends report, Twitter identified the Great Restoration as an emergent theme of tweets related to green issues. Amongst the increased volume of climate-related tweets here, the largest such jump was in mentions of greenwashing, defined as a superficial or insincere display of concern for the environment that is shown by an organisation. This definition is how a lot of people may consider the term, but it's problematic to me because it assumes that greenwashing is only the organisation's responsibility. But if no one calls a message out for greenwashing, then, well, is it actually greenwashing? With this in mind, my research asked how Twitter users call oil and gas corporations out for their misleading messaging online. I looked at user replies to corporate tweets and coded them under different themes to work out what users were broadly saying when engaging with corporations. Let's look at some examples from my research. This tweet from Shell asks what consumers can do to reduce their carbon footprint. In responding to the tweet, users were quick to call Shell out for their hypocrisy, and all the responses I looked at were in opposition to Shell's tweet. But, and it's a big but, no one specifically mentioned greenwashing. Users instead focused considerably on company-wide issues. Company operations and the employees who do this work received most attention. The second tweet from ExxonMobil saw different user responses. Much less prominent were the themes of employees and dismantling the industry. With something specific to take aim at, users tweeted about the product, an algae biofuel that the company had been developing. Unlike the Shell tweet, not all responses were negative, however. Some people actually praised ExxonMobil for their efforts. And yet this tweet, also unlike Shell's, actually had users calling out greenwashing. Given that Shell's tweet was solely contained online, with the controversy being linked to a Twitter poll, and that no users specifically called it out for greenwashing, this could suggest that users conceive of greenwashing as a solely offline phenomenon, which would tie in with previous research, which suggests that greenwashing happens more on a product level. The implications of this could be that users let corporations off the hook online. Whilst tweeting in opposition, users are unable to pin down exactly why they oppose. This is significant in its implications for accountability. How can we hold corporations to account, after all, when we can't even identify what they've done wrong? What was also interesting was that across both tweets, the average number of themes per tweet was more than one, which is to say that user messaging was perhaps more complex than they've been given credit for. And so, if you take one thing away from this video, it should be this. Tweets aren't just pointless babble. Some may help us hold corporations to account, and in so doing, help contribute to climate action.